Let me show you easily the best affordable smartwatch that you can currently purchase, and the model number is HT30, and this is essentially what the box of it looks like. Inside the box we get the watch itself in decent packaging, also a magnetic charger as well, and also a quick manual. So this manual also is fairly decent for this watch actually. So you can see it actually has 600 mAh battery, and again, yeah, pretty decent specs overall actually. And this is what the watch actually looks like. So we actually have a metal like ring basically over the watch, so it should be super durable. Also I really like the design, and the best part is we actually get a flashlight as well on this watch, and I really like this orange accent here as well. And we have buttons, so we also have a scroll wheel here and like a regular button over here. And also we have a speaker as well on this watch. By the way, you can get this watch in different color straps, for example. So I'll leave a link to this exact model where you need to go if you actually want to get this watch, because there are some similar watches that actually aren't as good. So make sure to follow the link if you actually want to get this. And also the price on AliExpress also is incredibly good for this watch. As you see, it will be like $18 in a couple of days when they have their next promo. I'll leave a link basically where you need to go, and also some extra coupon codes, so you can even get this like cheaper than the $18. So as you see, we can get it in different color straps, and also if we pay like a couple dollars more, we can even get it with a metal strap. Then it would look like super smart essentially. And this is what it looks like with the display on. We actually have some fairly decent watch faces also on this watch, and overall, yeah, the design is absolutely awesome. Also, I really like the overall strap quality here as well. It feels very pleasant to the touch, and overall quality, as you can see, it's actually fairly decent, so it's fairly thick. Yeah, actually pretty darn good. And this is how it looks like on my wrist. I do have fairly small wrists, but it still fits me very well. Also, the overall comfort also is super good on this watch. And yeah, it looks incredibly nice. And also it looks way more expensive than the price suggests actually on this watch. And yeah, overall I think it looks absolutely amazing. By the way, the screen brightness also is really good on this watch, so I have dropped it down to the minimum at the moment. But even direct sunlight, you still get very good visibility on this watch. And yeah, when it comes to the style and design, I would give it 10 out of 10 actually. Okay, and let me show you basically features. By the way, also on some of these watch face, you can also directly click on some of these things. For example, as you see, I have the like call icon here. If I click that, it actually brings me directly to that. Also, for example, if I click on the sleep tracking, it brings me there. Also, for example, the settings. So that's actually pretty cool. So I do not see this on other cheap Chinese watches. It's actually pretty cool. Again, notifications directly. That's actually pretty darn good. So if you swipe down, as you can see, you can get access to these quick things menu essentially here. So the first on the top is a flashlight essentially, and this is how you can turn it on. Okay, I turned on my light. As you see, this is essentially the brightness of the flashlight. As you can see, it's pretty cool actually, right? Yeah, definitely really cool. You can definitely see everything around you with this flashlight. And yeah, overall for like less than $20 that you can get this watch for, I mean, it's worth it for the flashlight alone. I think it's actually pretty darn cool. And also what's cool about this flashlight is the location of it, because on other watches actually they usually put it on the side essentially, and then it's not very usable. But on this one, as you see, it's on the top, and actually it's very usable. For example, if I turn down my light, as you can see, this is essentially the brightness I'm getting. As you can see, it will match everything very well. So, and again, it's absolutely brilliant that we actually have this flashlight on this watch. As you see, if I need to walk somewhere at night, yeah, basically, I mean, it's absolutely amazing that we actually get this on a simple watch essentially. Absolutely brilliant. And again, the brightness, as you can see, I mean, it's probably not as bright as a phone flashlight, but still, I mean, you can clearly see for this price. I mean, come on, I mean, it's absolutely brilliant. So on this watch we have this currency detector as well. So if I actually turn on this light, so we actually have kind of two flashlights. As you can see, I can actually check, for example, some money to see if it's actually like legit. So I can see all those special markings that you get on the money essentially. And next in the menu we have this do not disturb mode if you want to enable. So again, this can fetch your phone calls, notifications and stuff like that. So again, if you do not want that, we can enable it. Also we can like choose if basically we want the like audio from our calls basically be routed through the watch. So again, if you want to speak, basically answer your calls that are coming basically from your phone, you can actually do that on this watch essentially, which is absolutely awesome. And again, we can control the brightness. By the way, the brightness again is absolutely insane. So if I crank it to the maximum, as you can see, it absolutely looks absolutely brilliant. And also we have this SOS function as well. Basically it gives out very loud sound. Yeah, it's way too loud basically. So again, if you maybe someone attacks you and you want to get attention to you, you can turn this on simply quickly, and yeah, it will scream like crazy and also flash this light as well. I mean, that's absolutely crazy. So again, we can get access to our settings. By the way, also this lower button, you can customize it for various actions. So I have set it up to be like a back button, but again, you can launch various things with it as well. We quickly show you the settings. So we can also change different styles for the menus essentially. Also we actually can reduce the screen timeout, and also we have raise to wake function as well. So again, if you flip your watch, it will like turn on the screen automatically. I have disabled it as I do not like that function on any watch, but again, it works pretty decent. So also we can enable battery saver as well. By the way, when it comes to batteries, this again, I think it had like 600 mAh battery. So the battery life on this watch is absolutely insane. So you can maybe get like even 2 weeks of like from single charge. Obviously, if you do not use your flashlight much, so because the flashlight obviously drains a lot of battery. So also we can customize this like lower button. So we can either customize for simply if you click it once, or also like hold. So this press is simply if you hold it. So see, for this, if I click once, I can set these things. So you can basically launch various things. And yeah, basically these are some things. Also, one negative is basically you can't turn on your flashlight with this button essentially. I think it's completely ridiculous, and probably as the biggest negative of this watch. I think I do not like it about this watch, that I think is function that should be on the watch. Again, we can basically do some other things. But again, to turn on the flashlight, it's very easy. So again, it's not like you have to go in the menu. So you see, basically you swipe down a bit and click and it's done. So again, once you have it on your wrist, it literally takes 1 second. But for example, if I check my Garmin watch, so this watch is literally 20 times more expensive than this one. This costs around $400. So as you see, basically I can double press and launch my flashlight with a simple button. I wish this watch had such function to be really cool. But again, it doesn't take much time to it's still really good, so I can't really complain much. Okay, then, and if you swipe like this on your watch, essentially you can get your notifications. So again, you can receive everything. Also, if you swipe like this, we can quickly get like a quick access menu. So you can tap these things, essentially it will bring you to various things. By the way, also check the weather. Also, the weather app also is real decent, so you can see your conditions for the next days essentially. And also if you want to go back in any menu, again, for example, see if I swipe like this, I can essentially go back. But again, I have set up this button to be my back button as well. That's actually pretty decent. So if you swipe like this, you can get access to your tiles essentially. For example, as you see, you have your like activity level for the day. So you see how many active calories you have burned. So step count for the day, distance. Also check this, we have a graph basically for the day, basically at which times we got which steps counts. And also we can see our step count history for the previous days. I think this is absolutely amazing. So even on my more expensive Garmin watch or Samsung watch or Apple watch, I test a lot of watches basically on this channel. Basically none of the watch I have has this kind of a good like graph basically where you can see your step count history for the past days. And really I like this function because again you can obviously see your step count history basically in the phone app. So essentially if you go, that you can do on pretty much any watch, but again I do not like to basically pull out my phone much, so again I can easily see all this information on this watch. I think this is absolutely brilliant. So again, this is one of my favorite functions of this watch essentially. Oh, also by the way, if you're wondering about the step counter accuracy, then I have used it for a few days. Okay, so I don't have much because I recently reset it for another video, but basically on some other the Chinese watches, basically the step counter isn't very good because it overcounts like crazy. Basically if you like put on your watch on your wrist and simply move your wrist, it counts a lot of like invalid steps, so usually for the cheap watches. But again, this one, it feels it can kind of like get rid of the junk stuff and only kind of leave only like valid steps. So again, if you compare to like literally like a 20 times more expensive device, and really it's maybe again it's not as advanced, but again it's very usable. So again I can easily use this, so I do not have any problems compared to other watches. So again, we have different tiles for your heart rate, sleep tracking, again weather also is very good. So sleep tracking you can again see for the past days, but again I usually do not care much about the sleep tracking and stuff like that. And this is what the heart rate sensor looks like compared to my literally 20 times more expensive Garmin watch. As you can see, it's actually like a real heart rate sensor. You see, it's pretty much spot on. Maybe again, it's not as responsive, maybe for some kind of heat workouts, where again, you like drop your heart rate rapidly down and stuff like that. But overall, for like basic tasks, as you see, yeah, pretty decent actually. And again, in the heart rate tile, essentially we can see basically also our 24 heart rates average, I think, and also like heart rate zones and stuff like that essentially. So next, when it comes to tiles, oh, also we can control music as well, basically that we have on our phone. And as you can see, I can skip tracks essentially, also like increase the volume, also like decrease the volume, for example pause it as well, or again start playing as well. Also, if we go in the settings, click this over here, select this media audio, so again it will route basically the audio, basically the music to this watch essentially. So if we go back essentially to the music player, and if I start it, I can basically start playing on the speaker. And yeah, the like volume for a watch, probably it's okay. And again, yeah, it's pretty cool. By the way, I'm speaking directly in the microphone, you probably can't hear it very well. But again, in real life, the sound quality definitely you can easily understand when you actually like call someone, so, or again listen simply music. So, but again, it's not super loud as like a phone speaker, but still, yeah, it's still a watch. But again, it's actually cool that we actually have a speaker. And finally, we can also kind of add more stuff or remove these tiles essentially. For example, add this workout tile essentially, and then we can essentially start different workouts. So these are the workouts I have over here, and for example, this is what it would look like. And yeah, basically you can see your time, like heart rate. Basically, you obviously need to wear it. Okay, and also like calories, distance, steps per minute and stuff like that. So very basic stuff essentially. By the way, this watch actually doesn't have GPS. So again, if you actually want to track that, basically where you're actually going, you need your phone in range for that stuff. But obviously then, yeah, if you have your phone, yeah, no problems there. Then if you press this button, essentially you can get access to these various things that we can do. So we have the phone, for example. And as you see, if I dial some random number and try to call, you see it starts to place a call through my phone, and essentially I will be able to like speak directly from this watch over here, which is pretty cool actually. Also we have contacts, call records here as well. voice assistant. So again, you can use your again, it routes through your phone, so either like Siri if you have iPhone, or the Google Assistant if you have Android essentially, but that also works. The data, so I already showed you that workout. Also you can see your workout records. Okay, blood oxygen also, it appears we can do here. So simply wear your watch to try to measure it. I'm not sure how accurate it is, so yeah, I can't quote you on that. So, but again, the like heart rate sensor itself appeared like for basic tasks it actually appeared okay, I guess. Then again, you can see your notifications and SMS messages as well. Your weather, I showed you that, but again, I really like the weather app here as well. So on other cheap watches, you maybe only see for the current day, but you can't see for the next day. So I think that's pretty cool. Some breeze training, so yeah, it's probably some garbage. So stopwatch and timer, we do have that as well. So we can start and also like take like a split laps. There is one negative where we can't really go out of the stopwatch menu, so we can't run it in the background. So I think that should be addressed basically in the next generations, and same for the timer as well. So you kind of have to be in this like window. So once you start the timer, you kind of can't close and go to your main watch face. I think that also is negative on this watch. So that probably, again, I'm not liking that, so I can do that on most other watches. But again, this is same for pretty much every like Chinese watch essentially, so it's nothing really new. Alarm clocks, they obviously work, so default alarms, you can set multiple alarms. Business card, basically like your, you see, your WhatsApp information, so and stuff like that. Nothing really useful. Calendar also, basically, so you can see for the next days, and yeah, basic stuff like that. Calculator also is pretty good, so like a normal calculator, so you can do everything. So absolutely great that we have it on our wrist. Also we can find our phone as well. So basically my phone, you see, started playing, vibrate. Also we can control our camera as well. So if I press the camera, essentially, as you see, it actually launches the camera on my phone. So if I like press this, you see it takes a picture. So it's actually quite amazing what we actually get in this watch. The SOS function I do not want turned on because it's crazy loud. Also this Ernie bot, so again it's like on-device AI, but obviously you need your data connection from a phone, but you can ask it various questions. For example, hey, how are you doing? What's your name? So you see it can even understand what it said, and it will take some time.
I'm doing well, thank you. You can call me assistant. What's your name?
I hope you could hear basically. So as you see, it actually works, so you can ask it various questions, so that's actually pretty darn cool. Also, we have one game here as well, this 2048 game. I'm not exactly sure how to play it. I think it's some kind of like Chinese game, so Chinese people probably play it. So compass, we have to kind of calibrate it, so I'm always get confused how to calibrate it basically, but as you see, we actually have a working compass on it. Pretty darn cool. Again, I literally paid like less than 20 bucks for this watch, so that's actually pretty cool. So, and finally the settings, I already showed you that. Okay, and also let's check out the phone app. So a very simple app, so you can see your history for the, for example, step count for the days and weeks and months. Again, I do not have much here as I have reset it actually recently. So again, all the records, heart rate, date, stuff like that essentially. And again, we can like configure how we want. Why it says wallet. That's weird. This watch actually doesn't have NFC, so I'm not sure why it says that. Again, we can set alarms, I think, here as well from the phone itself, so you don't even need to do it. Drink reminder, I mean, that's cool. So I haven't explored the app actually that much, and we can kind of like upload more like watch face as well. So these are some of the watch face we get essentially here. So there is some selection. So I'm fairly sure you'll be able to find something that you love, and they're pretty decent. Okay, also if you want to change the watch face, you can simply press and hold the watch essentially, and then scroll through the different watch face. So you see these are some default ones, are the installed it on this watch essentially. So again, we can choose from different stuff essentially to whatever you really need. So yeah, overall pretty nice looking, and obviously you can customize whatever you need. So again, raise to wake. Oh, also we have this like automatic, basically this heart rate monitoring. So by default it's actually not enabled, but as it actually consumes more battery life. But again, if you enable it, so you'll have the continuous tracking essentially. So you can see your history and stuff like that, so everything is there. Also, again, you can see basically where you have been and stuff if you actually track some exercise, and even start exercise from the phone itself. So it will basically go with the watch in the sync. And overall, yeah, I think this watch, I mean it's freaking amazing for the price. I think we literally get excellent build quality. I mean, the flashlight is my favorite function really, and I mainly got really this watch simply due to that flashlight. By the way, again, I have this Garmin Instinct watch, so this cost me 400 euros. So actually I guess maybe 25 times more expensive. I simply got this basically to make some videos about it. But again, I saw this and I thought maybe I can sell this and keep this, as obviously. By the way, again, the functions that I use actually on my Garmin really is mostly again the flashlight. So I bought it basically for the flashlight because it has that as well. So but the rest of the features, health tracking, and I do not really care about that stuff much. I only care about maybe the step count. So again, this watch has it. And basically the timer and stopwatch, so I use those basic features. But the rest really, I have this watch basically for flashlight, but at the moment, I'm thinking about selling this watch, so I'm cashing out basically and keeping this watch, as it really does everything I actually use every day. So again, they obviously have more features and functions and whatnot, but I do not know many people, ordinary people, who actually use those functions. What I care about, I mean, is a flashlight. I mean, it's freaking amazing. And again, check the description. I'll leave a link to the exact basically model, basically where you can actually get this. So again, they actually have different models, but again, out of all of these, I think this probably is the best quality, also the best flashlight location, because on others, again, it's usually on the side. So overall, I think it's absolutely brilliant. By the way, I actually purchased this watch with my own money, so no one has sent me or stuff like that. So it's self-funded essentially. So and again, if you click these links essentially that I'll provide you, I might earn some few cents basically. So if you want to thank me, basically, that is a way to do it. So again, this price again will be the cheapest that you can get anywhere. Also, I'll try to include some coupons that you can use to again bring it to this. So I think I have maybe $4 coupon, so or $3, something like that. Basically check the description, so you can maybe get it for even $15 or $16, so maybe a bit more again if you want to get with steel strap. But again, this one still I still think it looks pretty decent. So obviously steel would look maybe great with a suit or very formal occasions, but again, comfort wise, I think this rubber strap would be probably better. So I really have no complaints about strap. You can easily purchase cheapest version essentially with this black strap, or again maybe different color if you want. Anyway, absolutely brilliant watch. Good luck, guys.